Hey everybody, my name's Erin Small. I'm the ag agent in Prince Edward County, Farmville, Virginia, which is about 2.5 hours away from you in Blacksburg. So very excited to be making an instructional video for you on how to make a boutonniere using the materials that you have. But before we do that, I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I grew up in Fluvanna County, active in 4-H and FFA and all the things. I didn't grow up on a farm, but all my friends had farms, and so I've always had an interest in agriculture. And we did grow flowers at my house growing up. We had a small flower garden, but the deer ate a lot of them. So I've always had an interest in flowers. When I went to Tech, which is where I went to school, I studied ag sciences, and I also studied freshwater fish. And in my ag sciences track, I took the floral design class where I really struck an interest in working with flowers. And now, alongside of my full-time job of being an extension agent, my side hustle is actually being a wedding florist on the side. So I have a flower garden here in Charlotte County where I live, and I grow my own flowers that I use in some arrangements, and I teach people floral design classes through my role as an extension agent, but I also do bridal bouquet bars, which are really fun. So if brides are getting married and they want a fun bachelorette event or something for the ladies at their church to celebrate the wedding, I'll come in with my flowers and we'll do arrangements together, and it's a fun time. But I enjoy doing weddings. I've done weddings from all the way from Charlottesville to Richmond to Raleigh, Williamsburg. I've kind of been around doing some different floral designs, so it's fun. I love working with new varieties of flowers. I actually was an ag teacher for 3 years before being an extension agent, and I taught here in Charlotte County. I taught floral design, so I got to teach students a little bit younger than yourselves, but I really enjoyed seeing people form a passion with flowers. So maybe you have or have not worked with flowers before. A boutonniere is not as complicated as you might think it would be to make. Give yourself grace, you're only using 3 stems today, so you really can't mess it up too badly, and I promise that you're gonna do better than you think it will. So I know I kind of jumbled around there a little bit, but I hope you're able to follow me as we get started with the boutonniere. As I said, I live out here in Charlotte County. Did my best to find flowers as similar as you all have. Yours were purchased most likely from a wholesaler. So I do have hypericum, same as you. Hypericum comes in all different colors. I like to use it at Christmas time because it doesn't have the prickers that holly does. And it does have a nice red berry. You can get it in peach, you can get it in white and pink. So hopefully y'all have some really nice ones to work with today. You're gonna see these little stems that are on it, and then you're gonna see a bigger cluster at the top. So to prep your hypericum, you can just take it and you can literally pinch it off. Florists would probably use a knife, but because you all have not been trained in using knives and you're probably in close quarters, I don't want you to worry about cutting yourselves. So just pinch those off with your fingers, and then up here, these top stems, you can pinch those off as well. So I'll give you a second to do that. So I'm sitting here and I've got, I don't know, a total of 5 of these little pieces. So if you want to take a second and work on that. All right, so hopefully all of you at this point have your hypericum prepped. It's looking like this. You've got some little bunches. If you have a bunch that you really like, that's the one that we're gonna use in your boutonniere. So just pick your favorite. You want the stem on it to be about 1 inch long, maybe 2 inches long, because that'll give us something for you to tape. So once you've got your piece, I want you to cut as closely to the bottom of it as you can, so that you get a nice flat edge on the end. All right, so we've got our hypericum prepped. The rest of these pieces, you can set them to the side. Maybe you can make more boutonnieres later. I was not able to get ruscus, so I have an alternative here. But you're gonna take your ruscus, just pretend that this looks the same. You're gonna take your greenery, take just a piece of it. I don't know, like a 4-inch long piece of ruscus. So just measure off 4 inches. Cut it, and then I want you to strip the bottom inch of leaves off of that ruscus, because that is where we're gonna tape. So you're gonna have like 2 inches, 3 inches of greenery, and then you're gonna have about 2 inches of stem at the bottom. So go ahead and do that. The rest of your ruscus, you're just gonna set to the side. All right, so now that you've prepped your ruscus, you've got a nice clean edge on the end of it. You've got your hypericum. You can pair those together, and you can see maybe a boutonniere starting to form. Next, you're gonna take, y'all have some spray roses, which are a little bit smaller than this rose that I have today. But what I want you to do is just pick your favorite spray rose off of your bunt, off of your stem. And I want you to have like, I don't know, an inch stem on that spray rose. You might leave 2, you might leave 1, you might leave 3 together. However you want to design it, as long as you have about an inch stem on your spray rose, that's all we're needing. That way we've got something to tape for our boutonniere. So you're gonna pick that. If the outside petals on your rose are funky looking, sometimes that just happens as the rose is aged through shipping, whatever it is. What I want you to do is you can just put your thumb down here close to the sepal, and you can just peel off any petals that look funky. Sometimes that happens with roses. They're called guard petals, and they're actually meant to fall off as the flower continues to bloom. It protects the flower. So you can pull off any of those that are funky. So now you've got your spray rose, or a couple little spray roses together, your little stem. You really can't mess it up, so don't overthink it. You're gonna take your greenery, you're gonna put that behind. So your ruscus is gonna be behind. You've got your couple inches of leaves at the top, a couple inches of stem at the bottom. And take your spray rose, put it up to it. So it's almost hiding that. And then your hypericum, you're gonna put in front. So you are just layering, those blooms, and you're having clean stems at the bottom. So we see how this is gonna look at the end, all right? So now that you've got it positioned how you want, if you've got a stem that's kind of fragile, what you might want to do, and what I'm going to show you how to do, is tape it just to make that stem a little bit more secure. So floral tape is funny. I really don't like to work with it because it's just sticky and annoying. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your floral tape, you're going to pull off maybe a 6-inch piece of it, and you're going to tear it off. Tears really easily. And this adheres when you stretch it. So you'll notice if you just pull it off, it's not very sticky. If you stretch it a little and work it, it gets real sticky on your fingers. So if you've got a stem that you feel is a little bit flimsy, your ruscus stem might be a little bit flimsy. What I want you to do is take your tape, put it up to here, and you're just gonna twist very gently. You're gonna twist that tape onto there so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just twisting that tape on. When I get to the end, I'm just gonna pull it off. So now I've got a taped stem. I'll demonstrate one more time, that way you can go along with me if you'd like. I'll do it on the hypericum this time, even though that's kind of a nicer stem. So I've got my piece of tape. I'm gonna go up here on my stem, wrap it around. So I'm literally just kind of pulling as I'm wrapping to get that adhesion. And it doesn't matter which direction you go, as long as the stem is covered, that's fine. You're just thickening that stem so we have a little bit more to bind together for your ribbon to go around when you finish your boutonniere. So we've just put some tape around it, and I've done 2, so I might as well do my rose too. So if you want to go along with me and just do all 3 of your stems, that's just fine. So I've got my taped stems here. If you've got a really woody stem that you're ever working with, you don't really have to do it on a woody stem, because those are supportive. So you can take it, put it on the rose. I kind of hold it with one finger and kind of pull down as I twist. Sometimes if you don't have a long enough rose stems, there's some different techniques you can do to add length to using wire, but you all are not using wire today, so you don't need to worry about that. So I'll give you another second to finish taping. So I've got all 3 stems taped. Now I'm going to put them together how I just did a couple minutes ago. My greenery in the back, my rose in the front. And now that I've got them where I want them, you can take another piece of tape. You're going to be really ambidextrous by the end of this. You're going to take another little piece of tape and pull that off. You're going to tape all 3 pieces together. So you can go in here. This is a little bit tricky, but I'm just pinching these stems together. I'm taking this tape, I'm pulling it down and I'm going up. Pulling it down and going up. So you're just kind of wrapping it around. Might take a couple tries. You've hopefully got a lot of tape there to use. And you're gonna see what I mean when I say working with tape is annoying, because your fingers are gonna be all sticky. But anyways, you're gonna have your greenery in the back, your pericum in the front, and your rose in the middle. And then when you pin it on, it's gonna look so pretty. So this is a unisex because the colors can be however you want. I have this nice pretty blue ribbon to use. I'm not sure what color ribbon you're using today, but hopefully it's 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch. You don't want a super thick ribbon for doing something kind of mechanical like making a boutonniere. So things like this and the floral tape are what we called mechanics. So things that we're using to supplement our floral design. So, and we're gonna take this ribbon and I'm just gonna cut like, I don't know, a 6/8 inch piece of ribbon and cut it. And hopefully you have a floral pin. So I'm gonna take my little boutonniere, take my ribbon and put it on there, and just like the tape, I'm gonna start at the top, wrap around so it overlaps, and you're just gonna wrap it so it goes down and covers up that tape. That's your goal, to cover up that tape with the pretty ribbon that you got. So just wrap, wrap, wrap. And then when you get to the bottom, guess what? You can wrap up. So wrap back up. And once you're at the top, guess what? That's where your pin's gonna go in. So you've got a pin and you can place it going through your boutonniere if you want. Sometimes you can use like hot glue too to hold that down, or sticky glue. You can even take the pin if you're worried about it poking you. I don't know the length of your pins that you've got there, but if your pin is long like mine, you can actually go up into the stem. So then that pin is going to be buried into the flower. So you see how I just went upward with the pin through that ribbon. So now you've got a lovely boutonniere. And if you need another pin to attach it, this might be a pocket boutonniere that you stick into it. I don't know how y'all are going to be wearing these, but I hope when you do that you have a great time at your event, and I hope that you've had fun making these today. I think y'all are using that peachy pink color, so hopefully they're kind of springtimey and fun. But I really appreciate getting to teach you all, and if you enjoyed this and you are interested in more floral design, I highly recommend Barb's class at Tech. It is a wonderful time. And anything taught by Donna is a 12 out of 10, wonderful. You are really lucky to be having her in your lives. She's just great. She's been a great mentor to me in college, outside of college. So it's really cool to come back now as her former student and get to teach you all. So I hope that you have a great night, and I will see you later.